Broadcasting live from the Vegas Video Network studios, just steps from the Las Vegas Strip, it's Talktails! And now our host, she's our very own kaleidoscope of talent. What? It's Kelly Clinton!
Oh, yeah! Thank you so much. Welcome to Talktails on the Vegas Video Network. I am your host, Kelly Clinton Holmes, and I am overwhelmed by the studio audience today. They know who our guest is, so friends I haven't seen in 10 years are here. And they're pretending to come see me, but really we know why they're here. They're here because we have a very special guest, and I'm such a fan of hers. She is doing so well. She's a mogul. And we're going to talk to her about that. She's got so many things going on, and she's starring in a show here in Vegas. She's also starring in a reality show with her husband called Loves Coco. She's starring in Peepshow at Planet Hollywood. Coco Austin is here today. Coco. This is my Coco's here dance right here. I just love her. But before we meet this beautiful, talented lady, I want you to meet a few people here in the studio, part of our Vegas Video Network family. We have an orchestra to my right. Please say hello to him. It's Kenny Davidson, the Talktails Orchestra. Are you excited, Kenny? Are you excited? Yeah, I'm thinking your bow tie might just blow right off your shirt today with our guest. Spinning bow tie.
Spinning bow tie. Yeah, absolutely.
I know. I'm going to call you Bow Tie Daddy from now on. Is that okay?
Wouldn't be the first.
Isn't that sexier? I thought I was giving you a new title here, but you've been called Daddy before, haven't you?
Bow tie daddy.
All right, you're Bow Tie Daddy. I also want to say hello to Jacob Cannon, who I'll be speaking with today. Hi, Jacob Cannon.
Hello.
You're totally taking the helm today. Scott Whitney is not here. Is he okay?
He's great. He's great. Just sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Like go to London?
Yeah.
Is that where he is?
I think he's back today, but I don't think he's made it back to the studio yet. So I'm just going to hold down the fort.
Okay, is he really there or is he in jail?
No comment. That's all I can say. No comment.
All right. Jacob, are you excited about our guest, Coco, today?
I am. This is an amazing guest.
I know.
I can't wait to hear some of the stories.
This is a big deal. I mean, she's just beautiful. And, I mean, you have a gorgeous wife as well, Jacob.
Well, thank you.
We had a special event this week, just a few nights ago. Clint and I, my husband Clint and I, were a big part of a function at the Bellagio for Positively Kids. And your wife and you are the reason that we were a part of that. Tell us about what Sally does.
Positively Kids is a nonprofit organization here in Las Vegas that provides care for medically fragile children that maybe don't have access to the resources that they need. And it was a great fundraiser, and we're so happy that you and Clint were able to be a part of it. So thank you.
Well, thank you, and thanks to Fred Schultz, who started the organization years ago, and Terry and Dennis and all the folks that we got to work with. You guys were fabulous, and I hope they raised a lot of money. Now, I was thinking, I'm going to talk to Coco. You guys don't know how excited I am. I was going to talk to her about her reality show with Ice-T. Ice-T is her husband, and he's a very, very well-known rap star and also an actor, and they have a show called Ice Loves Coco. And I was thinking about so many things that Coco and Ice have in common with me and my husband, Clint Holmes. I mean, it's almost like, you know, he's a well, he's not a rap star, but he's a singer, and I'm like, well, I'm not, but I'm, you know, and I was thinking if we had our own reality show, we could call it Clint Loves Kel. You know, Clint, yeah, I could see it now. Clint Loves Kel. Laughs and good times and show business stories. Or perhaps we could call it Holmes Digs Freckles. What do you think of that? I just think there's a future, and that maybe, oh, look at that. I could just see all the wild, crazy red carpet nights and all the things we do. I'm going to ask Coco about how we get started on our own series out of Los Angeles.
Holmes and Yo-Yo.
Holmes and Yo-Yo. Who could that be out there? Don't you think it would be great, honey? We'll talk about it. Anyway, I was thrilled to see Coco in the show Peepshow. She's starring in that, and it was just phenomenal. Very sexy, very, revealing. She does it's kind of like burlesque, you know? And I was thinking maybe she could get me hooked up with an audition, and I could work with her. I'm a little older than her, but that never hurt anyone. Look at Cher. Cher worked with Christina. Why can't I work with Coco? People say I'm old now, yet I still look young. Hell, if the truth be told now, well, I've had a few things done. These are dyed by cheekbones. These are dyed by lips. This is not my real nose. And these are dyed by ears. Put them all together, I'm young and statuesque without these bells and whistles. Bow tie daddy, I'd simply be grotesque. We'll be right back with Coco Austin on Talktails right after this. Woo!
3, 2, 1. Oh, I need to come up with something funny to say. 3, 2, 1. Wow. But the co-host. Really, I have to say watching. Well,
That's how you do it. You better
really?
watch. There
Okay.
you go.
I got it.
We are the Odds Couple.
Hi, my name is Scott Pritchard.
And I am Anthony Padilla.
You're watching the Vegas Video Network.
You are.
You are. We are too.
She's a brick house. She's biting my tail. And I want to get to that part. Double D, 24, 34-ish. She's got a winning hand. We've got a big celebrity as our guest today on Talktails. She's starring in the show Peepshow. Wow, look at that body. Wow, look at that picture. Oh my God, I'm going to the gym. God, is she gorgeous. Also starring with her husband Ice-T in a show called Ice Loves Coco. We have Coco in the studio today. Coco Austin.
Hello.
Wow.
I look at that picture on screen,
right?
And I kind of just got embarrassed. Like, my butt is like blastiful, like right there.
You're
like,
naked,
in your face.
Almost naked.
I am, but there's a bikini in there.
Oh, there is a bikini?
Yeah, there's. If you look closely, there's strings.
G-string bikini. Yes. You know, not everybody can do that.
You know what that's for? It's for tanning. That's tanning.
It's for tanning.
That's a tanning.
Can we have a round of applause for self-tanning,
because,
please?
you don't want to get the lines, so the less lines you have,
All
you
I know
gotta
is,
try it out, girl.
listen, I can't take a picture like that unless we airbrush it, but I am in awe of you. You're absolutely gorgeous, and you're doing so many great things. And Clint and I went and saw you in Peepshow.
Yeah? You
the
liked
other
it?
night. You're phenomenal in the show.
you.
You add so much to the show, and I mean, just your entrance alone, I want to talk to you about that. Are you enjoying yourself here in Vegas?
I am, extremely.
Yeah?
You know, when I first got the call, and they told me, okay, you want to be a part of Peepshow. I had seen the show before, and there wasn't much dancing for the main character, and I have a lot of dancing experience. Yes. So the first thing I said, if I'm coming all the way from New York to Vegas, I'm dancing this
I gotta
thing.
dance.
I'm dancing.
Yes.
I don't care what it is. I don't care how much I got to work. I'm dancing in this thing.
So they adapted the role.
Right. They changed it up. You know, made it a little bit more new. You know, they brought in another, it's called burlesque. It's another routine that we do.
Right.
And we just changed it up a little bit.
And you're fresh. And you're working with a very, very famous choreographer, Broadway, Tony Award-winning choreographer, Jerry Mitchell.
Jerry Mitchell's so sweet. He's awesome. You know, when he was teaching me the dance moves, the guy was teaching me the dance moves.
Wow.
And he was like, you know, own the character. And he's like,
oh, did he actually do that?
yes.
Oh.
And I was like, well, what if I just watch you? You know, because I'm like, and he's just like putting his finger in his mouth, and you could tell he was feeling the character as Little Bo Peep. I'm like, hold on, don't try to take over my part. I got this. But he's pretty cool.
So he went right to the acting. So.
Oh yeah, but you know what? They didn't teach me the acting. What they did is teach me the dance routines, and then I made it my own. But then they never saw me act the part until I actually did the show.
To opening night.
Yes, because we mostly worked on the dancing. That was the main focus. And they said, you know, just take the character in. I play a really shy, timid character.
So it's Bo Peep?
Yes, but we call it Coco Bo Peep.
Oh, I like it.
That's our little nickname.
Coco Bo Peep.
Yes.
Okay.
And I play little Bo Peep. You know, she's a businesswoman. She doesn't have a love in her life. She's timid and shy. And
Show that photo again.
No. But see, that's where the acting comes from, because I might be confident in real life, but I play a real shy character, and the dancers help me come into my parts later down the road. I mean, they make myself confident to kind of come out of my
break
clothes.
Out and be all you can be.
And I find my love at the end of it's a love story. It's weird to say Peepshow is a love story.
It's like a Romeo and Juliet.
It is.
And they don't. They drown in the tub in the end instead of. It's exactly like that, but it is a love story, and we saw the thread throughout the show, or I should say the string. You were fabulous. The entrance. I actually saw. I mean, your entrance. Wait a minute. Everything sounds dirty right now.
Yes.
Is it just me? It's me. It is me.
It's okay. I got you, girl.
When you first come into the show, you come from all the way miles up in the air. It's kind of scary.
Well, I'm afraid of heights, and that's what I was concerned. And not only am I coming down, it's like a little Cirque du Soleil move. You know, I'm coming down in a silk robe type thing, and
wrapped in it.
There's no safety net, nothing.
Really?
I'm literally holding my legs together. And if I undo my thighs a little bit, I'm falling out of that thing.
Oh my God.
So my legs are so tight in that thing. I'm praying, I'm meditating, I'm doing everything I can until I hit that floor. But I've gotten used to it now, but I'm coming head first, coming down head first. So it's like if I do one weird move, I'm cracking my head, my neck.
And it's kind of like, now I'm going to show you how weird I am. It's kind of like being in an MRI. Oh no, look at my references. You know where you're saying to yourself, they say, don't move.
Yes.
Except it's life-threatening in this case. But where you almost want to make I know I'm strange, sorry.
Well, it's funny you say that.
Move,
you know what?
Because you tell it not to.
And, well, that's funny. Because you're trying not to move. Yeah. But it's funny you said MRI, because as part of Loves Coco, I did an MRI on the show, and I cried, and people didn't see the edited version. Like, what happened was, people were like, why were you crying when you found out you're going to do MRI? That wasn't the scary part. The scary part was I found out I was going to have a needle stuck in my arm for 45 minutes. I'm afraid of needles, too. So heights and needles are my worst thing. So when I found out I was going to have a needle in my arm for 45 minutes, I started crying.
Yeah. Well,
people didn't know that part.
Did you have a bad experience with a needle before?
My grandma, she died of a needle.
Oh, God. I sure can bring out the fun in the show,
can't
I?
Yes,
I know the questions.
I'm telling you, don't ask me these things. I'll tell you the truth. Yes.
Okay, so you got past the fear of heights, and they filmed the whole thing, too, when you were first on the show on Loves Coco, right? They filmed the whole process of the rehearsal and that first time.
Right.
Was there a safety net just that first time?
No safety net. The only thing they had was a pad on the ground. Like a pad on the ground. I could still fall. Maybe it might catch me a little bit, but it wasn't.
It won't be loud. That's what that's for.
Yeah, it won't be loud. Exactly.
So how is it working with all these dancers? Were they all kind to you in the beginning?
Oh, awesome.
Yeah?
Everybody was just open arms. They hugged me as soon as I got there. It's like a Peep Show family. And my first reactions when I saw the girls, I was like, oh my God, they're like beautiful bodies. They're like slender and lean, and they're just fabulous. They're so Vegased out. And then here's me. I'm kind of like a little curvy-er, but kind of more fleshy curve. You know, like there's a little bit more jiggle. You know, they don't have jiggle, and I have jiggle. Believe me, when you're up against them, you're like looking at every little dimple in your body, okay? You're like, ooh, and then you've got the lights hitting you.
Lights are not kind.
Ooh, no, they aren't.
But you're so gorgeous.
But what happened is I lost the weight. But naturally. No, naturally. I was doing so much dancing rehearsals. I lost 14 pounds within 2 weeks.
Wow. Not change. You didn't change your diet.
I didn't
or
change the
anything?
diet. I didn't go work out. It was all dancing. So I was getting the body that they had.
Yeah.
Because they do it every night. You know, that's what you, I mean, I guess when you're in a show,
it's
doing
6 nights a week, right?
Right. You just naturally get it.
And the rehearsal too. So it's like they're going to the gym every single day.
Yes, every single day, every night. Yeah, but
so I really need to get in the show, Coco.
Okay, we'll work on that.
Because
I like because your little rumba thing with your scarf. I saw you do it.
Can you feel it? Can you see
can.
it? I
Especially
got
the Cher. I think you need to come in as Cher.
Cher could be in Peepshow. She could be Coco Peep, or is it Coco Bo Peep?
Coco Bo Peep.
Could be her best friend and her mentor who advises her.
Love that.
Yeah.
You could be the Peep Diva.
I got to do it. I got to get, because I can't stand next to those girls. I can't stand next to you now because you're like that.
Oh, not really.
Yeah,
I'm not like them, but you know, I'm closer than I was. You know?
Absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
So you even have a clothing line for curvier girls.
Yeah.
Is it called Licious?
Called Licious.
Licious?
Yeah.
What's it?
And my website's liciousclothing.com. But what happened was I would wear jeans or I would wear specific items out and about, and girls would be like, "Oh my God, that's so fabulous! Where did you get that?" And I'm like, "Actually, I made it for myself, you know." So I started making it for the masses.
You made it?
I
you
had the
designed
idea.
You designed it.
Yeah, and I had someone make it.
That's wonderful.
But yeah, so what happened?
So what do you have? What do you have?
It's everything's pretty much all stretch because it conforms to the body, and you could dress it down or dress it up, you know, for nighttime. But really, stretch is really good to have if you have a curvy body. You know, that's the only thing that will really fit the curviness.
There we got some of the shots right there. Wow, look at that. Sweatsuit?
Well, I started actually with jeans because it's really hard to fit the derriere and the small waist. So I started the jeans, then I escalated that to swimsuits. Since that's where I started from, I'm a swimsuit model, and I'm like, well, I got to have my own swimsuits if that's where I was, where I came from, you know?
Right.
So then I went to dresses and club wear and T-shirts, and I expanded from there. I only wanted jeans.
I love all of that. You're a real girly girl.
I am.
That's what I told you before I came to the show today. I tried so hard to put on eyelashes, but it's a skill, isn't it?
It's a skill. It's a skill. You know, I tried the eyelash extensions, which I think you should try. If you have a hard time.
And that's where you get them. You get like almost eyelashes.
Yeah, like inserted in.
Sewn into your other.
Not sewn. It's kind of glued, but they last a couple months. It's awesome. It's very pretty, but when you're on stage, you need a little bit more oomph.
Yes.
And with that oomph, you need a little bit more thick eyelashes. So
did it take you a while to master that?
No. I've been doing it for so long. I just plop them on, but the key is using your nails. If you don't have nails, it's harder to put on. So you're using them as tools.
So we have to get our nails done, ladies,
before you do your eyelashes.
So we can put our eyelashes on, and so we can sign the credit card signature at the tanning salon. You're a self-tanner.
That's right. I am.
Me. Was it because of the healthy side of self-tanning?
Well,
here, look over here. Absolutely, that's why we did it already.
Yeah, well, actually, it is kind of, that's the story. But my first job really was working at a tanning salon.
Really?
I was like 15 years old. Yes, so I know about tanning.
And you know about the damage that.
Yes, but I was awful. I would, since I worked there, I would go lay in the bed for like an hour. You know, I would, but that was at 15, and then once I started getting older, I'm like, you know what, I gotta chill a little bit, you know, with the tanning. So that's when the Mystic Tan and the spray tan kit, because that's just recent.
Is that only in the last,
10 years?
10 years?
Yeah, that's just recent. I mean, you couldn't do that back then. You couldn't go in a tanning salon and get spray tan.
Right.
You know,
but they had some of the I know everyone's going, is this really important? But yes, it is. It's everything. It's everything.
Tanning is it. It makes you feel skinnier. It just camouflages everything. I'm so into the tanning.
It is. It's like,
and it gives you a glow. You know,
Makes you feel sexier, prettier.
Yes.
But you got to plan it all out. I tried to explain to my husband, Clint, you know, because he'll go, oh, you're going to tan.
Right.
You know, it's going to be,
yes.
Because I can't go, I do the bronze level 3 plus moisturizer. and you know, you can't just go out after that because you look funny. It looks like, you look like
you do.
Scary.
Yeah.
And the other part of it is, it doesn't smell that great.
No, I could always smell it on myself. Right? People always go, I can't smell it. I'm like, you can. It smells like burnt flesh.
Right, or peanut butter.
Yes,
it's a little bit like onion. It smells like
it does smell. It doesn't smell great. I always put body spray on because I know it doesn't. But it looks.
But then there's this other thing. I know you guys are hanging on our every word. The other thing is you have the clear, bronze clear, which takes about 8 hours to develop. So
that's what I usually do.
Okay. When this show is over, we are so going to talk more about it.
I have all the beauty tips for you that I
know
do.
You're a girly girl.
Yes.
And it's hard to believe because I read somewhere that you were a tomboy.
I was going to say that. I think that's what happened is I went to Catholic school when I was younger. For 4 years, I wore the outfit, the skirt, everything for 4 years.
No choices.
I had no choice, and I think that's what made me me. To this day, because when I got out of Catholic school, I went crazy. I was like, oh my God, I got to put on everything that I own in my closet because I never get to do it, you know? Yeah. So, and then I was a tomboy, so it wasn't like I liked dresses all too much. But then I kind of entered the stage where I started to develop. And
when you say develop, you don't mean like, mentally, do you?
No, you're so right. Not mentally. Develop, I've noticed that I could put more clothes on and it would look better, you know.
Or different from the way they used to.
Totally different. And then I got into fashion. I just went from one side to the other. And it is funny, the phase from when I was a tomboy to me being a girly girl, in between stage was not a good stage.
Not good. Why?
I had a couple skirts on, pants underneath the skirt. I wore everything in my closet. Yes, and it didn't look so good.
Not so good.
No, but that was the 80s, too. That was, because you can get away from the 80s.
Yeah, you know what? We'll talk about that, too. I came across something when my hair was like 5 inches tall. Did you go through that?
Oh, yeah, the bangs being feathered.
The big, gigantic feathered bangs.
Oh, yeah.
Good times. Good times they were.
I think we should bring it back, honestly.
I would be there so quickly. My husband and I, as I mentioned, I talk about him a lot because I love him. We're both entertainers like you and your husband, and I was joking earlier about doing the reality show, but we were approached about doing a reality show a few years ago too, and it was just that, and I know this is what happened with you guys, so it was just that it was so negative. It wasn't anything like what we are, and they wanted to plan all the stories, so we kind of turned it down, and I'm wondering if that's kind of what happened with the two of you. They were trying to get you to do this for a long time.
I think it was 8 or 9 years they were trying to get us to do reality. This is when Kardashians wasn't even out. They were actually working on Kardashians at the time. And I don't know if anybody saw it, but it was called Hip Hop Wives. And they featured 4 wives of artists, and I was one of the women. And they saw Spike on TV when my face came on, and the next day they said, hey, we'll give you any reality show you want.
Okay.
And this is the time when it was not good to have a reality show. It was like
negative.
A bad
well,
stigma.
I mean, now it's like, now look what happened.
Yeah.
But at the time, it
was like, no, So we turned it down, and we said, no, we can't even think of a positive one, So they were coming at us for several years, and then 8 years later, once again, they came back at us, and I was like, you know what, honey? I think I'm kind of getting sick of the fact that everybody sees me, since I modeled for 15 years, as me as just a picture. They haven't seen my personality, and I'm really bothered by that. They don't see my family, my home life, me loving my dog so much. I mean, there's so much to me than just a picture in a bikini, And I said, I know you've been in the limelight for 30 years. I want them to see my personality. And he's like, you know what, I agree. I think everybody needs to see your personality, because then they'll change the concept of who they think you are.
Were you able to kind of dictate to them what you would and wouldn't accept?
Well, first I had to convince Ice, because he was like so against it. He did not like reality. But then we shot the pilot, and it was like a modern day version of I Love Lucy. So it's basically a pod. There was no throwing pans or anything. It was basically our lives. Because we're very funny. We're like, we didn't know we were funny, but together every day we're very funny together.
Yes,
and we didn't notice it until we saw the pilot, and we're like, whoa, this is actually a comedy, the first comedy reality show, you know. So.
And what I love about it, I have to tell you, because I've watched it a lot, and I thought I'm going to have her on as a guest someday, and here you are. Yay. But I watched it a lot, and what I liked most about it is that it's your real personalities, and it's not negative. It's fun, everyday stuff.
Yes.
You both have careers and you support each other.
Yes.
And at first, you kind of put your career on hold when you got married to Ice.
Right. I put everything pretty much to the side for 6 years. I just dedicated my whole life to him. He needed someone by his side because he's on Law & Order. He's been on it for 14 years.
Yeah.
And that's
wonderful.
That's a crazy gig because you have to be working 14 hours a day, Monday through Friday.
Really?
You can't do anything else. And so it's basically I have to go with him to the set or I'll never see him. So I would just help him out, schedule his life basically, and become his liaison. And after 6 years, I'm like, you know what, honey, I'm about to turn 30, and
oh my God, that's just God, that's old.
Well, I've been with him for 12 years.
Right.
So my whole 20s, I kind of put my 20s on pause. I put everything on hold.
Right.
And so here 30s coming, I'm like, you know what?
I got to do something.
I feel like I the need to have a project of my own.
Right.
And then he's like, okay, so he supported that, and then. The rest is history.
Is it true that you had an office? I don't know if you still do on the set. Of his television show?
Yes. What happens is that I made myself an office because instead of staying at home doing what I needed to do, I can just come with him. I get up 5:30 in the morning, stay on set all day long, just come back with him at 9 o'clock at night. We're just there. You know,
so you just did all
everything.
Your mogul work.
Yes, I had my computers and my cell phones and my phone. Everything was there. It's a nice little hookup.
And you were a guest star on the show a few times.
3 times.
3 times?
Yeah, 3 times.
What was
I'm like
that
the token blonde girl. That's what happens to me.
You know
what happens is
I wouldn't call her a token blonde girl. I'd call you a va-va-va-voom.
This is because whenever they have an idea, oh, we need a blonde girl to look like this and like that and like that. Oh, let's just ask Coco.
Exactly. She's right here.
She's
in
right
her
here.
Office.
Exactly.
We'll just get her from the office.
That's happened 3 times so far. And just recently, I played Venus, the goddess Venus.
Yes.
In a theater. And that was kind of cool because I got to wear really cool outfits and gowns. That's what it's all about to me.
It's all about
the
costumes
and the
makeup and the costumes.
I want to become a character that I'm not normally playing every single day. Like, I want to blow people's minds like playing with a lawyer. Or a because I could really put Coco aside. And
I'd love to see you do that.
Thank you.
You know what? Maybe we'll plan an episode where we act out the scene where you're the lawyer and I'm like a criminal of some sort. But we have a live chat question for you right now. Who do we have, Jacob?
Don wants to know, how long have Ice and Coco been a couple?
Well,
I think I just answered that.
You just said that,
but 12 years. We've known each other. We got married right away. I mean, we kind of knew right away we wanted to be together. It's something that just happens right.
You just know
from the very beginning, and it's not love at first sight. It's just like, oh, you want to be with this person for the rest of your life. It's like they become buddies and best friends.
That's right.
A companion you want to always be around.
That's right.
And it's just like, okay, you ask yourself, can I live without this person?
Do you hear that, Clint?
You have to ask yourself all the time.
You hear that, baby?
Can I live? Now, if you're kind of iffy about it, then you shouldn't be with that person. But if you're like, I can't live with that person, that's when you need to be with that person.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And my husband and I went through that same thing where and there were times in my life where I thought, where someone wanted to marry me and I didn't want to marry them. And I thought to myself, I can't picture myself with them forever and ever. But when I was dating my husband, and I knew. So
right
you just
away.
know. I hope you got your answer, Don. You've been together for 12 years.
And we got married here in Vegas too.
You did.
At Caesars.
You did. You got.
Yes.
Did you? Oh, at Caesars in the
At
chapel.
Caesars.
In
Yeah, yeah. We didn't know what we were going to do. See, he only had a week off from Law and Order, and we couldn't plan anything because family would have gotten hurt. If one was invited, another, we just couldn't do that.
Right.
So we just
Not
came,
easy. That.
to elope, and we were staying at Caesars, and it was not Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve.
Okay.
And we called down. We're like, hey, do you have anything open? They're like, no, we're all full, blah, blah, blah. Just close the phone on us, right? Then we're like, well, let's just use the juice card. Now, when you use the juice card, that's when you use your name. So we're like, call back, use the juice card. That's our little. So, we said, so-and-so, we want to get married. And they're like, really? Is this the real iced tea?
Right.
Come downstairs now. So we came downstairs, and we were in our jeans and everything, and they're like, okay, it's the real people. All right. Well, if you want to come back in an hour, we'll marry you. So we ran upstairs. I curled my hair. I brought a dress and everything. I was like, I'm not going to get married in jeans. I got to make this look good.
Yeah.
So we made it work.
And then
so
you
cool.
ended up, now you're part-time living here in Las Vegas. So
Yes.
where you consummated your love. to begin
Yes.
with.
Planet Hollywood.
And it's got to be a little difficult. I know we're running out of time already. I can't believe it.
No, I could talk forever.
I know,
I'm
I
a
could talk
chatterbox.
forever, too. Me too. Do you like coffee?
I do.
I love coffee. We'll talk over coffee sometime. But I know it's got to be difficult being away from each other. I know you're not away from me. We have kind of rules like that too, where it's just So it's got to be difficult and balancing. And where are the puppies?
Dogs. You know what?
You're a mom of a puppy.
I know.
2 puppies.
Well, luckily I found a great dog walker. It's so weird to say I'm in Vegas and I have a dog walker. In New York, I don't have a dog walker, but here I do. She takes them out and hikes at the Red Rock up there in Red Rock.
Oh,
with
yeah.
like 20 other dogs. She
wow.
just scatters them, let them go play with rabbits and stuff. So
they have new friends as well.
they have friends. So right now that they're up in Red Rock.
And how does Ice deal with not only missing his love, you, but you get the dogs too. They're like you got the kids for a little while.
I know, but you know what? He's around like hundreds of people during the day with Law and Order.
Right.
I'm not with hundreds of people. And when I'm in my room, I'm alone. So I got to have my mother's got to have their babies, right?
Spartacus and his son Maximus.
Yes.
Is that right?
And Spartacus just turned 3 4 days ago, and Maximus just turned 1 about a week ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, I caught an episode. I was trying to explain it to my husband where you might have had to snip. Just so there weren't more little
balls. Yeah.
Oh,
see what
you
happened?
could say that. Jacob, you could say that.
Did you say balls?
You could say balls. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Balls.
This is funny because, Spartacus, if you watch the show, he's known, his trademark is his big red balls. Like, they're pink. They're like humans size.
Basketball.
Yes, it's crazy.
For those of you who are listening on the radio. His big red basketball.
It's crazy to see a dog with such huge balls.
He's stacked.
And he's small, too. So, anyways,
You know what they say. I don't know what that means. But anyway, I don't know what that means.
They've been trying to get me to do something about it. I mean, I'll go to the dog park, and women are like, you need to do something about it. I'm like...
Because they're afraid that your dog's going to impregnate.
Yeah, but they don't know what they're doing. I mean, they're so non-aggressive.
That's what guys say, too. I didn't know what I was doing. But anyway, so...
But I researched because I heard something about Neuticles. And Neuticles are implants for dogs. They're dog... I'm telling you the truth. I'm not even making this up. They actually are implants. When they take the balls out of the dogs, they insert implants.
Sorry, I'm so
in
immature.
The dogs. So I felt them and I smelled them and everything, and they're squishy.
It's important to smell them before you implant them. Always remember that, kids.
I don't even know why I did that. I picked them up, and the first reaction you do is smell it.
You know what? You're so real. I can't even tell you. I just dig you. You're great.
But I ended up not doing it.
You didn't do it.
It's kind of weird, yeah.
And Spartacus still has his stuff.
Yes.
All right, on that note, we have another live chat question.
One more question from Scott, actually. He wants to know...
That's our producer.
He wants to know, on the reality show, has there been anything that has been aired that Coco didn't want aired?
Never that I didn't like, but when I watch it back, they're always making me nervous about everything that I do in my life. And I'm pretty nervous about the little projects I do, but I don't think I was that nervous. I'm like, I sit there, I'm like, really? I'm like, I'm falling apart because of that? And it's like I'm always nervous, and I don't feel like I'm that nervous in real life.
Are you? So when you're outside yourself looking in, you see, oh,
yeah,
I know.
It makes almost feel like I'm complaining about things, and
no, it seems like you're
well,
just making sure it goes well. So you're directing the project.
I am.
Now, that you're talking about, is it a spa or a club?
Right.
The Spartacus.
Yeah.
What is it? What's the name of the club? It's for dogs.
Club Spartacus.
Club Spartacus.
Yeah, and it's basically a social club for humans and dogs. You know, it's like, okay, Starbucks. Starbucks, people go, take their computers, you know, drink coffee, and you do a little work. But this is kind of like that.
You can't have your dog there, though.
You can't have your dog.
Your dog to Starbucks, you know.
So you can sit there, drink coffee or wine, socialize with other people.
Snacks?
At the same time, the dogs can, you know.
Are there snacks?
Snacks, everything. So it's a social club for dogs.
See, honey, I told you we have to get a dog.
So you can socialize.
So we can go to this club. Otherwise, we can't. One more thing. I know we're running out of time. Solji. That's your pal, your BFF.
Yes.
And your publicist.
Mm-hmm. He's really my assistant. He's there day in and day out, but really he's like my yes man.
He's a character on the show, by the way.
He's a character on the show.
He's on the show, and he's their friend. But
yeah, and he's been around for quite some time, but every time I have an idea or something comes across the table, he's always very positive and yes about it. Like, sometimes he's a little bit too positive. I'm like, I need someone to tell me no, or, you know, but he is very whimsical. He's very whimsical, and he's on in different worlds sometimes. But that's okay, because I am too. So we can.
So you're like partners in crime in a way.
Yeah.
And you get yourselves into a little trouble every now and then.
Yeah,
That's a big part of Ice Loves Coco.
That's a part of life.
How does Ice feel about Solji?
Oh, he thought it was funny because I bring Solji's personality out. He doesn't. You know,
was he shy? Like he was.
When Solji's around Ice, for the most part, he's very businessman. You know, very. I don't really smile much and laugh. With me, he jokes. You know, he acts things out. You know,
like girlfriends.
Girlfriends, yes, yes. His gayness comes out with me, but not with Ice.
Can you say gayness on the show?
Yes.
Of course you can.
I mean, I think I just made up that. I think that's not a word, but you know.
No, I think it's a word. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so his gayness comes out with me, and Ice doesn't even come out.
And your mom is a big part of the show too.
Yes.
And your sister is on the show, and
they're visiting me a lot out here because you know they live in Arizona, which to us is down the street.
Right.
You know, so they're always with me. My mom has a bulldog of her own, so they get together. All her bulldogs.
Why bulldog, by the way? I wanted to ask you
know,
that. Like what?
Ice got us on this bulldog thing. You know, he's had bulldogs his whole life. I was kind of like, oh, what's a bulldog? But then when I got them, they're like the best dogs. I've had labs and all kinds of dogs, but never a bulldog. And they're okay, let me tell you, they're on a whole nother level. Bulldogs are not dogs, and they're not humans. They're like a different species.
So they kind of have a lot of people in them.
Yes.
Like they understand.
They understand.
They communicate.
The English bulldogs, they know English.
See?
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Okay, so you're a happy family. You have nieces and nephews. I know we have the red light, and they're like, the show is over. You gotta go, but I just can't. So you have the dogs, and you have nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
Do you think that we'll ever have a little Ice Co?
Ice Co?
An Ice Co?
I always said like around 35. I'm just turning 34 this coming month, and I always thought that was the perfect age. So you never know. I got to finish all my projects first, close that chapter in life, and then open that book again.
You have so much to do, and you are a phenomenal, formidable woman.
Thank you.
And proud to have you part of our Vegas family
This is
here.
very fun.
And I hope we get to hang out sometime.
Yes.
And
Have
maybe
some coffee.
the 4 of us can go out sometime and do. Anyway, I want to thank Coco for being our guest today on Talktails. You gotta go see her in Peepshow.
Yes.
And next season, Loves Coco will be back. And you're just phenomenal. Go see the show. It's great. She's great. Kenny Davidson, thank you for being. Will you play us out?
Bow tie daddy.
Bow tie daddy from now on.
Share us out.
And I will. I'll share you out. Thank you, Jacob, and thank you, Tara, and thank you, studio audience, for being here. There's a big round of applause for yourselves. We'll see you next time on Talktails. Show. Oh, that.
Share it out.